Recession, crash. Is it all inevitable now? Well, I think so. And let me explain why this morning. I'm preparing for the biggest crash possibly in history. And most people are sleepwalking into it because why? The stock market just keeps going up and oblivious to everything. Bond markets are breaking, not just in one country, but all over the world at the same time. Inflation is increasing. Warnings are absolutely everywhere. I am 100% confident. I would rather be wrong and say I'm wrong than do nothing about it. What is the point of understanding how the markets work, do analysis, look at the numbers, and then simply just ignore it? Well, I think it's inevitable. And on today's live event, I'm going to show you why I think the market is about to collapse. And most people will not see it coming because they keep saying the markets are going up. And there's a reason why they're going up. And that's because they think the Fed are about to print some more money. Inflation's going up. When inflation goes up, the stock market does. And I'll explain that this morning, why that's happening. But right now, though, it's time for the build-up. If you're watching this later on, you can skip through all of this. I'm going to bring you all these reports here live on the screen. Some amazing reports I want to share with you this morning that are going to blow your mind, especially when we get to that one. What's that one all about? All right, join me right after this. If you are watching live right now, you can skip through this. You can just tap the like button. But if you are watching later, it'll all make sense. Sorry, I forgot what I was completely saying there. I completely waffled. Never mind. I'm doing 10 things at once and I'm getting old. Right. Okay. It's time for the countdown. Ignore me. It's been a long night. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. This morning, you joined me with $250,000 in a trade. I'm expecting an almighty crash. I'm also expecting a recession, and I'm going to give you the reasons why I think this. Because, first of all, the market is continually euphoric. We see now more gambling, more prediction markets than at any other time in history. The stock market has become a casino more than any other time we've ever experienced. We're seeing the S&P just continually going up despite every reason it should be going down, apart from one big reason why the stock market is going up. The reason it's going up is not a good one, is because the market now expects the Fed to start printing money. It's the only way to get out of inflation. Inflate it away. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to print more money. And this in the short term looks great because with inflation, that means your stocks go up. Remember, I've always said you just need to be in the market for the stocks to go up, just because inflation devalues your money over time rather than sitting in cash. However, there's always a smash to that. There's a big crash that follows that. But let's get into all the facts and information this morning that have led me to believe 100% that a crash is just around the corner. So let's start with this report here this morning. Piper Sandler says Strait of Hormuz to remain closed for months and oil to hit new highs. Now, first of all, you need to understand what we've learned with this war. It was supposed to be over in a couple of days. It was called an excursion. Couple of days, a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months. Bit like the Ukraine war, bit like many other claims that were made and never actually kept. There is no way whatsoever we're going to see this war come to an end anytime soon. Because Iran have all the cards. Yes, they have lots of holes in the ground where America blown up stuff. But at the end of the day, what isn't the case is Iran still control the Strait of Hormuz. They only have to create some noise and some havoc in the area. They don't have to have any power, just threaten to disrupt, and that is enough to stop things flowing. And as long as they have that, they have control and power over the negotiations. We're going to end up back where we started. You may remember we did have an Iran deal years ago. It wasn't perfect, but that is where we're going to end up. So let me explain all the news items I've got for you this morning. So Piper Sandler says the Strait of Hormuz to remain closed for months. Now, it doesn't even matter if that is true anymore. It's been long enough because inflation, just the same way as rates being high, didn't have much effect, and it's still not having the overall effect that the Fed want of bringing inflation down. These things have a lagging effect. They take time. So that means inflation that's already in the pipeline, if you pardon the pun, is literally still flowing through, and it's going to come through for many months, even if we don't have this continuation of the Straits of Hormuz remaining closed. So this doesn't even matter for this to be true anyway. So Piper Sandler expects disruption across the straits to persist for months. I actually agree with that. And even if it doesn't, we're already overdue, and it'll make no difference to the outcome anyway. The bank warns reduced commercial traffic could push oil prices to new highs for the year. Yes, I can see oil going to 150. Now, you might ask, because oil is going down today, this all looks great. Everything's going to be great. The war's coming to an end. No, the reason why oil is going down right now is it's being manipulated. There are huge short positions bringing the price of oil down. People are making money on all of this. And remember, we have shown you live on the show that Donald Trump has traded has traded the stock market every minute, 24 hours a day since he came into power. Pretty scary stuff, right? I think you'll agree. Anyway, the warning comes after US conducted self-defense strikes in southern Iran. They did more strikes in southern Iran, and Iran have said we're going to retaliate, and that hasn't happened yet, but they're going to, and so it goes on. Piper Sandler isn't buying the talk that an Iran deal is nearing, telling clients that Strait of Hormuz will largely stay closed and oil will hit new highs, $150 a barrel minimum is my estimate. We think the Strait of Hormuz remains largely closed for months yet, meaning shortages become more urgent and oil hits new highs this summer, according to a recent note from the investment bank's energy and macro teams. Now, I need to explain this just a little bit, because some people think that they're measuring it from their experiences of what's happening in the US. People in the US are saying oil is going up, we're seeing it at the pumps, gas is expensive, and so on and so forth. But it's nothing compared to what it is around the world. There are countries now that, and I'm going to come on to it in a moment, countries at the moment that have no oil left to heat their homes, run power generators. There are countries with 4.5, 5 times the amount paying at the pumps than America does. So America, you're a rich country and you're paying a fraction of what other countries are paying for your gas. So to say stop moaning might be a bit insensitive, but you've no idea how much more painful it is around the world in other countries. It really is so much worse. So much worse. Allow me a second just to make an adjustment here. I need to add something to this screen. Just please bear with me. I need to add a camera into this. Just bear with me. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. That's not going to work. I've got a slight issue. I'm trying to... How can I do this? Just please bear with me. I've completely messed this up. I'm sorry about this. A little technical issue at the moment. Okay. Just please bear with me a moment. Right. I know you don't probably see what I'm doing, but I have a bit of an issue. I'm trying to sort it out. Okay. Am I there yet? Okay, I think that's probably okay. I do apologise for the break in service. It's just that I'm unable to do this the way I wanted. It's not quite right. Let me just get it right. I'll only be a second. I'm nearly there. Okay. This is for my friends on the vertical stream. They are watching a different event, and someone just told me there was an issue, so I've just fixed it. I hope that works. I think it probably does. Right, I'm going to carry on with my story. Anyway, let's carry on from here. Okay, here we go. Let's try that again. If you're on the phones, does that work better? You were missing some very important points. I wanted to make sure that you had it. I think you have it now. If you're on the phone, you'll know what I'm saying. Can you see what I mean? All right. You were missing an important part. My camera wasn't on. Right. Okay. let's carry on with this story. Okay, so Piper Sandler isn't buying the talk that an Iran deal is nearing. Neither am I. When I found this story, I wanted to bring it to you because we're being told everything is great every 5 minutes when all I'm seeing is inside traders making money for themselves and actually no resolution. So I agree with Piper Sandler. I don't see any chance of any deal for a long time at all, for months. And if ever, actually, this could be the new normal. And then Trump will walk away and say we've won, and nobody will feel that way, but they'll say it anyway. So Piper Sandler say, we think the Strait of Hormuz remains largely closed for months yet, meaning shortages become more urgent and oil hits new highs this summer, according to a recent note from the investment bank's energy and macro teams. I have to agree. I've done my own analysis, my own research, and I agree with this 110%. West Texas intermediate futures are down since Friday, but bounced back some on Tuesday. You saw it yesterday with mixed messaging on a possible Iran deal over the long weekend. We saw that. And then we've seen all these short positions on oil driving the price of oil down just to take it straight back up again. I mean, my audience are made up. We do have a few whales, but most of us here are just normal retail investors that want to provide for our families and are concerned. And we're really sick and tired of the market, stock market, being manipulated in this way. It's always been manipulated. The stock market has always been played, but the way it's being played now is on a whole different level. And the more we have with prediction markets and SpaceX coming, you saw what happened yesterday with everything with the word space in it. Doesn't that remind you of the dot-com era? Everything with the word space in it going through the roof. With most of it with no income, no revenue, nothing. I mean, this is going to be worse than the dot-com crash, worse than the 2008, and I'm preparing for it. Anyway, let's move on with this. The US military said it conducted self-defense strikes in southern Iran, which included targeting Iranian missile launch sites and vessels placing mines around the Strait of Hormuz. The news came after President Donald Trump said on Saturday that an agreement with Iran has been largely negotiated. Now we realize, no, it hasn't. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. No one seems to know. With details to be announced shortly. That's what he said, and then, of course, shortly came and shortly went. Meanwhile, Iran's foreign ministry has said navigation through the vital shipping channel will have costs. And I think we're going to have costs forever now. I don't think you'll ever turn it back the way it was. Piper Sandler said it has very little confidence that the commercial traffic through the strait would return to even 50% of its pre-crisis levels either next week or next month. I believe that as well. I think this is a very, in fact, conservative statement. I think it's a lot worse than this, if I'm honest. The US has been unwilling to press the fight because the scale of Iran's retaliation could have broader implications for its neighbours and may further disrupt global supply chains, the note said. The bank also argued that Iran's leaders are unwilling to settle for any compromise because they believe they have leverage. This is what I mean. Iran feel, rightly or wrongly, that they are in control. And to be quite frank, they are. It doesn't matter how many times you blow them up. All they've got to be is a nuisance now. And I think we'll end up with the deal we had previously. Anyway, we'll see. The bank also argued that Iran's leaders are unwilling to settle for any compromise because they believe they have leverage, reinforcing concerns that the strait closure could extend for months. Yes, I agree. If you are tuning in this morning live or watching later, please do tap the like button. We've got 247 people watching live. It'd be absolutely wonderful if you could tap the like button. And you know what? If you do tap the like button, I'll give you a little treat. Have you all done it? Consider subscribing. Have you all done that as well? Okay, I'll give you a little treat. You know what's coming, don't you? Yep, here they are. Here are the little fellas. Here are the little fellas. Come on. There you go. Fantastic. I can't show that on the phone, but that's just the way it works sometimes. All right. It wouldn't fit on the screen. Don't ask me why. But anyway, thank you for tapping the like button. Various economies in the Middle East, Asia and Europe rely heavily on shipment through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, we know America doesn't rely on it. It's a net producer of oil. It doesn't need it as much as the rest of Europe. However, Europe and the rest of the world are America's partners, customers, so on and so forth. You can't have half the world go down the toilet and one country reign supreme with a golden ballroom. No one would have the money to show up, would they? You've got to have partnerships, customers, and deals around the world. You can't just be one man is an island. And I think we all agree with that, right? So anyway, we've got all kinds of issues around the world, way worse right now than America. Most Americans haven't traveled the world. I've had the great fortune to travel. And if you do travel, you'll realize when America has a problem, it really is nothing in comparison to other countries. Nothing at all. Anyway, taking nothing away from how painful it feels in America right now, you just need to open your eyes and go and look around the world. Things are a lot worse than they are here. The narrow passage that once carried about 1/5 of the world's seaborne oil has seen historic dips, with tracking data showing vessel traffic falling sharply to near zero as the war escalated. WTI crude futures neared 120 a barrel during the onset of the conflict, but were last trading around $94 a barrel. If Piper Sandler's call for a new high comes true, which I think it will, it would send quite a jolt to the global economy and undermine the stock market comeback that has come as oil traded off the wartime high. That is not really why the market is rallying. And this is my major concern this morning. The market is now accepting and pricing in that the Fed are going to print more money. And that is more inflation. Looks great for you if you're in the stock market. I totally get it. For all of us here in the stock market, it's fantastic for all of us here. But if the economy breaks, and the economy is breaking because the defaults on mortgages going up, defaults on credits are going up, more people are now paycheck to paycheck. And it's not going to take much more now to take it over the top. And this is why we cover the earnings. Only a couple of days ago, we heard from Walmart CEO saying recession is guaranteed. You saw the pullback on Walmart. I shared it on the show, talked about it, and you've seen the never-ending decline right now on Walmart. I'm trying to buy this at $100 a share. It's fallen dramatically the last few days. They said it on the call. Coca-Cola said it on their call. Recession is coming. There's nothing you can do to stop it. So these are regarded as defensive stocks, but even they cannot weather this storm. It's a good opportunity, though, to buy Walmart under 100, and I will be looking for it. But right now, though, it's still very expensive, so I'm not lining up yet. $150 a barrel in my mind is the minimum. I can see it going to $200 a barrel. And this would be the highest in history. Way worse than the 70s oil crisis. So this is no little thing I'm saying here. This is something very, very, very real. Now, if you are new to my channel, you will know, or you won't know, but over the last 3 years, I've beaten the market 3 years in a row. I've beaten all hedge funds, Warren Buffett, everybody, 3 years in a row, not just beaten them, 2 to 3 to 4x them. And that isn't by buying crypto or guessing or gambling. No options, no shorts, and currently no margin. I use margin when the market is oversold and it's undervalued. It isn't right now, so my margin is all paid off. But I will use outside borrowing to amplify gains all over the place. Absolutely. But For 3 years in a row, all my predictions have been right because I talk directly with those that know. And when you tune into CNBC and Bloomberg and all of these places that you tune into, they all know as well. But the whole thing is a game to manipulate everybody. It's not a conspiracy to get down the small man on the street. It's not about that. It's about control. And it's not about being nasty or not very nice or whatever. They don't know you exist. They know physically, retail exists, but they just don't see you. It's not in their radar. It's not what they do every day. All right. So the same way as in America, when you fill up gas, you don't think of how hard it is for someone in Asia to fill up their gas or someone in Britain, do you? You just see your problems. That's perfectly okay. And that's normal. That's how humans work. But the sad fact of the matter is we do have a major recession just around the corner. And I don't think anyone can prevent it right now. My trades are going up this morning. You're watching, I've been doing some big trades this morning. I shared with my Discordians and my Lecture members that we're going to get a pop this morning on Coca-Cola. And there it is. Martyn was right again. It was shared on my Discord. It was shared on my Lecture members. You all saw the trades. You all saw it go on this morning. I hope that you got all those trades. I hope you got in. And I wish you all the very, very best. Anyway, let's carry on. I've got more of this story to share with you. Here we go. So, recession in my mind is unavoidable. Over in the UK, I spoke a few moments ago about recession and inflation. Listen to this. And if you think, well, this doesn't affect me, I'm in the US, I don't care. You should, because these are your partners. These are your customers. And look what comes next. Energy bills to rise hundreds of pounds to more than 2-year high. Average annual energy bills are set to rise by hundreds of pounds from July for a typical dual fuel household. That's electricity and gas in the UK. Energy regulator Ofgem has announced a 13% rise in the price cap to $1,862 a year for a typical household. That's in pounds. This is a UK report, up from the previous cap of 1,641. This is a price rise of 13%. So when we talk about inflation at 3 and 4, this is 13%. And these don't go down again. That means bills will cost £18 more a month for the average household on a supplier's standard default tariff. So be very, very careful assuming that inflation is not a real thing. It's all going away because somebody told you inflation is down. It isn't down. Inflation is in fact about to go up again. The Fed know it. The new Fed chair knows it. There's going to be no rate cuts. I told you there'd be no rate cuts in 2026. I've said for a year and a half there'd be no rate cuts in 2026. Look at what's happening in Europe right now. Look at what's happening in the UK. 13%. 13%. This is insane. There we go. Now then, Republicans, what are they saying? The Republican Party in the United States. Remember, this is not a political channel. It's an investment channel. We're here to win and to make money. Republicans stare down inflation abyss with midterms fast approaching. Now, we understand that Trump wants to get the war ended quick because he wants to get the midterms. He wants to win. He wants to do well in the elections. That's what they're trying to do now, is make everything look good for the election. But they can't. There isn't anything we can do right now. We can manipulate the market. We can come on and say the markets are great. Now, when people say the markets are great and we're booming, let's just put that into context. Are they actually booming? Well, let's show you the numbers. Let's look at the S&P. You can see my Coca-Cola's going up, by the way. Anyway, let's look at the S&P 500. This is the benchmark. Now, you're told the stock market is booming and rallying. It's fantastic. It's the best it's ever been. We're hitting records left, right, and centre. Look, let's look at the year to date. How well have we done so far this year? 9.46%. Is that good? Well, on average, between 10 and 15% a year. We are May. Pretty good then, perhaps, maybe 9.5%, would you say? Not really when you consider how the earnings has risen. The price to earnings ratio has become a lot more expensive. This doesn't make sense. And if you build into inflation, and the reason why it's going up because of inflation, not because of performance. There's a big difference. You were being told inflation's coming down, so your money is worth more. If at the end of the day, you have a rally on the stock market, but the cost of goods goes up and then explodes, like I just showed you in Europe and the UK right now, then does it really matter? The stock market has gone up 9%. It's an average year at best, but way below the pace and the increase of the inflation thereof. So at the end of the day, things aren't quite the way they seem. And also, on top of this, because we know this is the way the markets work, when we get the market rally into the market printing, because they've got no choice now, there is no other option, that then means we have then the major pullback. Now, even the bullish of the bulls have said a 10% pullback is expected. That's a correction. A 10% is a correction. Not a lot, maybe. What do you think? Well, if you're in margin and you're pulled down 10%, you're being pulled down at least 20%. Now, if you are 5x, 10x, 20x on your crypto, then you are in the absolute poop, because you'll be down 80%. So understand that. All right. So we've got a political argument now, because Republicans are staring down inflation in the abyss with midterms fast approaching. SpaceX is just around the corner. We're going to be there live. We're going to cover it live. I've got $1.5 million ready to play on this position. It's going to get very, very exciting. I'm sure you'll agree. As you can see right now, we are now getting that rotation I spoke about. Coca-Cola is rallying this morning, up now nearly 1%. It was down 1.25%. What's happening? Defense is taking over. The rotation is beginning. This is the rotation out of the S&P 500. Down it goes and up goes Coca-Cola. Martyn was right again. Sorry, folks. I know it gets annoying, but it is what it is. $90. But that doesn't mean to say it's going to go straight to $90 because of this recession I'm predicting and the pullback. Let me give you the numbers of what that actually means. So if I'm right, and I'm betting everything on it that I am right, and I'd rather be wrong and apologize and say I was wrong, not that it matters whether I'm wrong or not. I'm not your financial advisor, but at the end of the day, if I'm right, and I think I am, because I'm getting it from the sources, the banks, Ripple, and just about everybody else that I need to speak to, a major pullback is just around the corner, and most people will be completely unaware of it because they're believing now what they're told in prediction markets and what those with the power are telling them. The level of intelligence now in the markets is at all-time low. You can actually measure that. The way people are investing is ridiculous. It's all out gambling. There's no sense to anything anymore. People are just guessing. And let me give you the numbers where I think it's going. So as we see Coca-Cola rally this morning, I hope you all got the trade. I hope you're all making tons of money this morning. If the market crashes the way I anticipate, worst case scenario, let's be frank, is where I think it could be. The worst case scenario will be the S&P 500 down 40%. Worst case scenario, in my mind. There are paths to worse than that, but in my mind, that's 40%. I can live with that, okay? If it goes down 40%, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, that will be down 80%. Okay? I warned of XRP yesterday and the week before, and I sold it a few weeks ago at the local top, took some profit, all winning positions, and said XRP is going to hit 80 cents. Bitcoin's going to hit 50,000. And here we go. We're at 132. And we're right at the moment, not that I care about these charts, it means no difference to me. I just pick up the phone and talk to the CEOs. If we break 130 and we're at 132, we could drop to $1 in seconds. But let's see what happens. Ethereum, now this has been an absolute joke. I've made a lot of money from Ethereum, as you know. But the main flagship here is Tom Lee. Tom Lee literally goes on CNBC as a character, as a cartoon character, with his floppy hair and his glasses and his soft tone, talking down the camera like this, making everybody feel secure that I'm the mad scientist, but I'm really clever. And he is. Well, he wears granny shots and Ethereum badge on his lapel, advertising and promoting and encouraging you to buy. Nothing wrong with buying Ethereum. I've owned Ethereum and I know for a fact it's behind the network that runs everything. So it's a great asset to own. However, the predictions that Tom Lee keeps making are always completely and utterly ridiculous. And they're based upon nothing. Now, he does a similar job to Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor, look at that. I hope you all got this morning. Michael Saylor will tell you that he will talk to you about Bitcoin in such a way that you are blinded by it. Now, when we've spoken to people on the show and said, because we've covered the earnings with Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, we've said on the show, do you understand what Michael Saylor is saying? Nobody does. Nobody. I've never met anybody that's honestly been straight with me and said they know what Michael Saylor is actually saying. But yet they buy it anyway. Would you buy a house or a car when you've no idea what the car is or what the house is? I don't think so, would you? You'd have no... Why would you do it? It'd be mental, wouldn't it? But that's what people do. It sounds so incredible and amazing that you'll just buy it because you're oblivious. He's blown you away with nonsense. Anyway, Coca-Cola is continuing to rally. I hope everyone's making money this morning. I wish you all the very, very best. Good luck to you all. Let's go back to what's about to rock the markets. So on the 12th of June, we're going to cover the SpaceX IPO. I've got $1.5 million ready to go. I'm going to go in with $100,000. I'm not going to tell you what my trades are. If you want to know all of my trades and you want to be in it, then you can. I'm giving everyone the chance to see all of my trades, get one-on-one support with me. My pro investors, we've got a couple of whales as well in our Discord server. I'm giving you the chance to join us for free. You have a 1-week free trial, completely for free. Okay, let me give you the link to it right now. There is the link in the chat. There is Discord. You can join for free. It's a 1-week trial. It won't cost you any money whatsoever. And when it does cost you money, it costs a couple of bucks because I make money from investing. All of my memberships, all of my services are a couple of bucks when I could charge 1,000, but I don't. I charge a couple of bucks. That's it. And there's no price increase ever. There's no inflation ever. Look at Coca-Cola rip this morning. Now, you might say, that's not much of a rally. What about all the space stocks? Well, we've seen what happens to those. Virgin Galactic, I think did we have Momentous a couple of days ago? Let's have a look. Momentous, here we go. Momentous, hundreds of %. People are going, Martyn, why are you bothered about Coca-Cola making 1% here and 1% there? Well, that's that reason. Because of that, I've gone from $5,000 to $800,000 live on the show. Because you keep making money and never lose. Why would you want to buy Momentous when we showed you the balance sheet and the value of the business? It's worth $1.50 59 cents. But Martyn, it's going up hundreds of percent. And it will go down 100% as well in seconds. And today, it's up 23. But where was it a few hours ago? 51. That's 30% drop. There's people that just paid this. Now, you can't time the top. I never get the top. I don't even want the top. But I always get the bottom. By buying the bottom will give you greater returns than trying to get the top. Simple fact. Now, the reason why Momentous is going up, it's not because of Momentous. It's no big deal. Virgin Galactic, no big deal. Not yet, anyway. It's because the word space, literally in the ticker, SPCE, literally in the ticker. Some people have allegedly thought they were buying SpaceX, SPCE. Crazy, right? Well, sat on the toilet, guessing they're buying Virgin Galactic. It popped up. It can go to $100. There's no doubt about it. But it will be diluted on the way. You'll end up buying the top, not the bottom, and you'll end up owning it for years, not being able to go anywhere. Everything right now is being promoted because of SpaceX. So be very, very careful. On the other hand, you could simply keep winning over and over again. The way I've done it, I'm gone from 5,000 to 800,000 live on the show. It's not that difficult. And here we are. Anyway, up 1.52 now, 1.53. And remember, it comes with a 2.77, I believe it is, dividend, which will pay out in July. It's going to $90. Let's go back to our story and continue more of this. So, SpaceX merger reignites as Musk pushes rocket company toward NASDAQ. What do we mean by this? Now, this is something that all the Tesla bros are completely ignoring. They think it's great that their hero, Elon Musk, is going to IPO SpaceX. Great. We love Elon. We love Tesla. Hang on a minute. Just before they announced the inflation report a few weeks ago, minutes actually, before they announced it, they rolled out on your favorite TV show, CNBC, they rolled out Ron Barron. Ron Barron rolled out and said, Tesla is going to $4,000. He says the same sort of thing as Cathie Wood. They have a vested interest. They're paid to go on the telly and they have a vested interest that you follow what they're doing. Ron Barron talks absolute rubbish. He's very smart, very rich, but he talks absolute bloody nonsense. And the reason is this, and the timing was an indicator. Just before inflation came out, and you remember how bad the inflation was, and tomorrow it's going to be even worse, they rolled him out to say such things. The reason is it was a cheerleader to get everyone to buy so they could trim. Let me tell you what's going to happen 100% when SpaceX comes out. When SpaceX IPOs, a couple of weeks later, it will be in the NASDAQ. A merger of Tesla will come and the price of Tesla will drop like a stone. Because if you look at the value of SpaceX, the debt, we covered it. We did a big special a couple of days ago. We covered all the information with the merger, what it means, and all the numbers. And we showed you that when the IPO initiates, 2 weeks later comes onto the NASDAQ, and then 2 months later, the seed investors start selling, the NASDAQ is going to crash. I'm 100% convinced of that. Because the way they roll out Ron Barron and everybody else, I can see what they're doing. It's so clear to me. And Tesla is going to pay the biggest price for all of this. All right? Because if you look at the numbers of SpaceX, none of them make any sense whatsoever. And that will all come onto the balance sheet of Tesla and absolutely cripple Tesla. Anyway, those were my trades earlier. I can't share those on the screen. So anyway, there's my update this morning. Now, let me come back to my, where am I? Back over to here. Right, let me come out of there a minute. Was there anything I want to share with you? That's all my trades I shared with all my Discordians and Electrum members. I want to bring you back to the markets. We're going to go through all the different stocks. So this is my actual money, my real money, all of it, live on the show, 733,712. I started with $5,000. I've got no options. I've got no shorts. This is my position at 733. So with my margin, I can probably put together 1.5 million for the SpaceX event. But I'm not going to share with you all the trades on the show. That's for my Discordians and my Electrum members. If you want all of those positions, if you want to follow me, Discord is in the chat. If you want to be a YouTube member and get all those private events and all my trades on Electrum, there it is. We're now up 1.6% now on Coca-Cola. Very nice. Let's go for all our positions. So the S&P 500 is now selling off. It's rotating. Now, what does rotation mean? What does it actually mean? Not what you're told it means. What actually does rotation mean? So the S&P 500, it's very simple. I really make this really, really easy. The S&P 500, you only buy it when it is good value. Good value doesn't mean the ticker price. People say, it's gone up today, Martyn. It's gone down today, Martyn. Should I buy it? Should I sell it? You're focusing in the wrong areas. You're focusing on the ticker price. The ticker price is merely the price that people are prepared to pay on the day. That means absolutely nothing. None whatsoever. Then other people will say, well, I looked on the chart and it crossed this line, support line. It went through a resistance, the average, the 50-day, the 100-day, the RSI, yada, yada, yada. Fibonacci says this, Fibonacci says that. All these things are important. And when I want to understand that, I go to Sensei, our technical chart analysis for that information. But primarily, that's not how I invest. I look at the value, what it's actually worth. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get, whether you like it or not. So let's understand what the value is. Now, the S&P is no different than an individual stock. It's a collection of stocks. It's a collection of businesses. So don't get confused by it and go, well, how do you value it? You value it on the price to earnings. What does it earn as opposed to what you're paying? Now, to make that really simple, let's imagine that I sell you a can of Coke and it's $1. The price of my Coke is $1. You know what value that has. You know how that refreshes you. You can give that value, that refreshment, a price, an actual number. It sustains you, keeps you alive, makes you feel good. You can give it a value. However, if I said to you, do you want to buy that can of Coke for $100? You wouldn't buy it, would you? Unless it was the last can of Coke in the world, it wouldn't make any sense, would it? Because everywhere you look, it's worth $1. In every supermarket across the world, it's $1. It's not 100. You're being robbed. It doesn't make any sense. You can never make a return on that. It's $100. Another way to explain it is put it like this. And I've done this before. Currently on my YouTube channel, and I share everything openly with everybody, currently I earn $100,000 a year. That is my income. It's not a secret. You can go and see yourself. Just go and look at different websites that predict what channels earn. They're not very accurate, but they're roughly about right. I earn about $100,000 a year. So my business, it could be valued at $200,000. This year's income, next year's income, there is the value of my business, $200,000. That's how most people will value a business. 1.5, 2 years income. Does that mean I'm worth $200,000? Well, before you agree to give me $200,000 to buy my business, you have to look at me. I'm the only person that works here. I'm the CEO, the CFO, and the man who cleans up the rubbish. I'm in charge of everything, right? So you have to look at my performance. You have to go and build a relationship with the CEO, understand how I work, right? Am I reliable? Am I turning up on time? Am I going to continue to earn money at that pace? And am I going to increase it? If I earn 100 grand a year, can I make 200 grand a year next year? Can I increase my business? Well, you know that I'm doubling my rate of growth every month. You can see that. My income is going up. My subscribers are going up. My Electrum members are going up. Then you go, okay, let's look at the debt position. Does Martyn have any debt? No, I don't have any debt whatsoever. I've got no margin. I've got no mortgage. I've got no car loan. Okay, great. Very, very nice, right? So a very profitable business, 100% profitable, earning money, making more money all the time, no debt, it's great. Fantastic. Unique, proprietary. Can anyone else replace me? No. No one else could do what I do because I'm me. I'm the only Martyn Lucas in the world. That's me, other than a few scammers who pretend to be me. All right? But I'm an individual. No one else can be me. All right. So you decide to buy my business. I decide to float my business tomorrow and say it's made available to everybody. You can buy me today for $200,000. And I decide to sell the entire business. Every part of my business, I decide to sell. 100%, I will basically work for you. You will employ me now, all right? I will sell you the whole thing, not part of it, not to keep control, the whole thing. So if I had one share, that share would be $200,000, wouldn't it? Or I have 200,000 $1 shares. It would be exactly the same. So when people say, I don't want to buy Berkshire Hathaway because it's all this money and yada, 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 I want to buy Binky Bonk Fart Coin because it's 0.0001 cent. None of that matters. The price on the ticker means absolutely nothing. It's the price relationship to the earnings, the income that it produces thereof. All right? So one share at 200,000 or 200,000 $1 shares, you'd buy exactly the same thing. So now you know how to actually value a business and how to find a successful business. Now, once you've established several criterias, several categories, in other words, an overall market sentiment, that's the S&P 500. That would be VU. How do you do? Okay, you can buy that. Then you, of course, then you're looking at a defensive play when the markets rotate. So when tech gets sold off, money goes into defensive. Then you go, all right, I want a defensive. In my mind, the best one around is Coca-Cola. There it is. You then might want some more aggressive stocks, but you can't pick between Nvidia and Google. Then you can buy value, the S&P, which value growth, that's VUG. And then you want your cash, but you don't leave your money in the bank because it loses money. So you buy a treasury, a short-term treasury. That's what I do. That's what Buffett does. You buy a short-term treasury. That is SGOV, S-G-O-V. So you're earning money passively all the time, 3.55, while you are waiting for opportunity. An opportunity was this morning, Coca-Cola dipped because the S&P was going crazy, and now Coca-Cola is going up and you can make a ton of money. $82 now, 82.01. You don't need to guess. You don't need to gamble. Not on top of that, you're going to earn a wonderful dividend as well, and so on and so forth. So you don't need to have 100 different things. So by now, hopefully, you've understood how to value a business of what it's actually worth, not what the price says. You've then understood how to have the different areas like a defensive, a growth, and cash equivalent. That's all you need. And then what you need to do is decide when it's the right time to buy. And the right time is something that people on YouTube will always say you can't do. You can't pick the bottom. You can't time the high. Just remain in. Why do they say that? They say that because it sells. It's easy to sell that because people believe that. You can't time the market. You can't pick the bottom. You can't pick the top. Dollar cost average. Why do they say that? Because most people are stupid. Let's be quite frank. Warren Buffett, with the greatest of respect to everybody here, is not watching my YouTube channel today. Mark Cuban, I've worked for Mark Cuban. I played in his house. Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys. I've worked for him as well. They're not watching my YouTube channel today. Now, does that make them smart, stupid? Does that make you stupid that you are? No, we all have different ways to engage with people. We want to be part of a community. We are not just, in fact, I don't want to be a financial channel telling you what to do, what not to do. I'm simply sharing my experiences with you and my journey to $1 million. That's it. And I'm sharing it with you openly, honestly, giving you the chance to tune in for free and all that other good stuff. All right? That's it. You don't have to buy anything. You can watch for free. You can listen for free. I'm here all day. I answer everyone's questions. All this is provided for free. All I want to do is I like to help and entertain and share my life. That's all. That's it. It's not financial advice. You do what you want. It's up to you. But I'm just trying to help people and show them that how you can value a business and all the rest of it. So these aren't always clickbaity things. We don't have 1 million people watching today. There'll be people watching a crypto channel today, even though we have a higher crypto audience. We have 13% ladies. Most crypto channels have one. You will... you're not going to be told, I think XRP is going to go to $10 today. That would be very popular. Rubbish, not helpful, but people will say it. It gets views. I'm talking about Coca-Cola not buying the space stocks today. It's not sexy. It's not rock and roll. Nobody wants to hear it. Doesn't matter to me whether you watch or not. I hope you do. But at the end of the day, I want to provide value and information that is helpful, not just clickable. All right? So it's very, very easy to make money. The hard part is to keep it. And most people are looking to be told what to do. And it's just, it's not necessary. It's so easy to win. You just have to focus on value. So how do I pick the bottom? Well, how I've been able to pick the bottom successfully 3 years in a row, very, very easy. I don't just look at the price. I look at the value. I know what I want to own. I know what I want to buy. Once I know what I want to own and what I want to buy, I put value on it, not a price. And this is important to understand. People will say, why don't you buy, if you love Coca-Cola, why don't you buy it today? Why don't you buy the S&P today? You like the S&P because it's going to go up in 5 years. Why is it going to go up? Is it going to go up because the business is going to earn money? I don't know. How can I tell you what a business is going to earn in 5 years from now? Because Granny says the S&P always goes up. Just buy the S&P. Buy it every month. Dollar cost average. I don't know what the businesses are going to do. That's why I go to the earnings call, why I watch the earnings regularly, frequently. We cover the earnings. We want to see what businesses are doing. And they're not always doing well. They go up, they go down. So it's not the price I focus on. It's the value. And even if in 5 years, the S&P could be a higher price, and it will be, because the moment we print money, and that's coming this year with the new Fed, they're going to print money. Inflation's going to go up. And the moment we print money, the stock market's going to go up. But does that mean it's a better price to buy? No. Why isn't Warren Buffett buying it now? Because he knows what's coming. So do I. I want to buy when it's good value. Now, you might say, yeah, but you'll miss out. If it goes up another 10%, you're missing out. No, I'm not. I'm missing out today. I'm missing out tomorrow. But I need the money at the end of the day. in 10 years, 20 years, when I don't have an income perhaps. That's when I need the money. I don't need it today. So when I focus on buying the bottom, I'm waiting for the right value, not the right price. So the price might be higher, but the value might be better. Does that make sense? The price could be 10% higher, but the value could be 20% better. And that is the moment I buy. So I'm focusing on value, when I'm going to get a good return. Because at the end of the day, isn't that why you buy in the first place? Isn't that why you buy in the first place? You buy an asset that is worth more in the future than it is today. Worth more, not priced more. Priced more means nothing. And I'll give you an example of that, a very clear example. A few years ago, I bought a car when I came to America. I bought a very specific car. I had it imported from Spain, all right? I bought a very unique car. And I had it for 3 years. I kept it and took care of it. And 3 years later, we had COVID. And you couldn't get cars for toffee. Couldn't get cars coming in and so on and so forth. So I had this amazing car that everybody wanted. And the price went up and up and up. Did the value go up? Did the value of my car go up? Of course it didn't. It still provided the same level of service to me. I wasn't earning more money. In fact, I was earning no money because I wasn't going on any gigs because COVID cancelled all my gigs. So the value of my car was going down, but the price was going up and everybody wanted my car. Why did everybody want my car? Because supply and demand dictated it. No one could get my car. Cars weren't coming in. We had a ridiculous situation where all across America, you couldn't get a car because Ford couldn't put badges on the front of their cars. They couldn't get the badges. So they couldn't sell the cars. By the way, Enphase Energy, $100. I told you to buy it at 24. I didn't tell you to buy it. I told you that's a good buy now. It's going to $100. Meet Kevin, who was sponsored by them, with it on his house, said to everybody, buy it at 100 because he was paid to do so. I don't have sponsorship. You might have noticed. No sponsor. No sponsor. And I get offered money all the time, every day. Emails by the bucket load. I don't take sponsorship. I make money from doing it, and I want to tell you the truth, not what someone paid me to say. All right, so there it is. So what did I do with my car? Had the value gone up? No. The price had. Everybody wanted my car. And I took it to CarMax. And CarMax would give me a new price every single week. It went up and up and up and up. I ended up selling my car for the same price that I paid for it, brand new, 3 years earlier. I basically had 3 years of free driving and got all of my money back because idiots were paying over value for my car. The price went up and up. Now, technically, you could argue they weren't idiots because at the end of the day, they might have needed a car and there was no option. There's always an option. Go Uber, walk, get on a bike. Don't pay 30, 40% overvalue for a bloody car. You could probably get to work on a bus or something. But anyway, no, they bought it. Some idiot bought that car off me and paid an absolute fortune for it. So I sold it. The market, the stock market is exactly the same. When everybody wants to buy it from you and the value has gone stupid, let them have it. Let them have it and then wait and sit on the sidelines. And that is how you value businesses. That's how you take profit. Look at this, for example. Look how crazy this is. Tilray Brands is pumping up today nearly 4%, 3.76. Why? Because people believe an imminent decision on reclassification is around the corner. No, it's not. And you may remember on my show, live on my show, one day, I told you at exactly to the second, exactly to the penny, what the price would be. It was the greatest trade in the history of the world. No one's ever been able to do something like that. I'm just saying that. Maybe someone did. I don't know, actually, do I? But I don't think so. I gave you the price to the penny, to the minute, what it would do. It's about 2 years ago. Because I had a message from a press room White House contact all about the non deal, who was buying, who was selling. Now, before anyone runs to the SEC, it's not inside trading. It's information that you just haven't noticed. Information that gets sent out, and I get it first, and I see it first, and I act on it, and you've not even seen it. How much information every day is there about everything? There's a million bits of data every day from every single business in the world. You don't see it all. How can you possibly? So that's all it was. Nothing special. But there was no deal. People pumped and dumped and manipulated and all the rest of it. And I made a prediction on the closing bell at exactly to the second what the price to the penny would be. And I was spot on with it. Anyway. The other thing you need to do, now you've chose your businesses, you know how to value it, is look at the external macro conditions. Put your finger on the ground. Put your ear to the door and listen. And don't listen to what you want it to be. Listen to what it actually is. Now, this is an important one. Do you walk into a library and choose to go left or right? Do you decide to walk into a library and go, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat, and I want one side of the argument? Most people in America do that. It's caused me to fall out with people because they're stupidly ignorant. Everything Trump does is great. Everything Trump does is rubbish. Everything Biden did was great. Everything Biden did was rubbish. The hell is that? What is that? What a waste of time that is. Have an open mind, listen to the arguments, and weigh them up for yourself. Have an open mind. Read both sides of the argument. And when you've learned about the businesses, if you can, make relationships with people that move the market. Don't hang out in the worst bar in town. Don't ask your mate down the pub what to invest in. Has he made any money? Has he been successful? Oh, yeah, he bought Bitcoin once at 10 cents. Okay, well, where is he now? Ask somebody who's consistently, over time, consistently outperformed and done well. Not your mate down the pub who doesn't have any skin in the game, right? Ask the person that is actually doing it. Take time to build relationships with those people. That's what I've spent my entire life doing, building relationships with real people. And then understand the macro conditions. Understand the stock market is not your friend. It's manipulated to make money for people, not you. The system itself. It was never designed. A lot of people say to me, the S&P 500, I've heard that's the way to go. It is. But know what the S&P 500 is and what the S&P 500 isn't before you just jump in tomorrow going, I'm going to buy the S&P 500 because I've been told that's a great thing to do. The S&P 500, Standard & Poor's, is no more than a hired rating agency. If you've watched the film The Big Short, you'll understand that. A hired ratings agency. It was hired, paid by people to rate them. And if you've watched The Big Short, you will know that banks paid Standard & Poor to rate them in such a way to favour their business. All right? It wasn't honest. It wasn't nice. It wasn't fair. It wasn't helping the little man on the street. It was a rate no more than J.D. Power. You know J.D. Power, every now and again it runs a series of commercials. You might have noticed it goes in a batch and then stops. That's done on purpose, by the way. You don't see it every day. If you saw it every day, no one would believe it. J.D. Power will pop up every couple of years and do a campaign saying Chevrolet, I think it's Chevy have won every award there is. The J.D. Power Award, best car, best this, best that, best everything, basically. J.D. Power are hired by Chevrolet to say everything they do is great. They're a rating agency. And if you see it consistently, all the time, year in, year out, you realise it's a load of rubbish. But if it comes every couple of years and runs for a couple of months, you believe it. And that's what happens. People will go on and they will have their campaign, best car in the world, blah, blah, blah. And you all believe it. It's a rating agency employed by Chevrolet. Right? Exactly the same with Standard & Poor's. It's a rating agency. Now, that doesn't mean to say it's rubbish. You shouldn't buy it. What it's managed to do is put an index together of the equal weight, market cap weight. The main S&P is the market cap weight. But that has become a problem recently. People go, it's fantastic, it's great, it's great. It's not what it used to be. Warren Buffett sold VU and SPY about a year ago. It's not what it used to be. It's not a diverse portfolio like it used to be. It's very concentrated into the Mag 7. And nearly 35-40% now is all in the top few stocks, all AI, all spending with each other. A little bit like the banks paying Standard & Poor's to rate them. It's called institutional investment. What is happening? Enterprise spending. And what is happening is each business, Google, Nvidia, they're spending with each other. They're spending with each other. Just noticed, have I got a... Okay. All right, I'm just checking a few things. I had no idea the bell had gone. My clock completely let me down. But anyway, never mind. Doesn't matter. They are... they were paid by the banks to give them a rating. Exactly the same way as J.D. Power will be paid by Chevrolet to give them a great rating. So Standard & Poor's, the S&P 500, isn't what it used to be, and it's become a lot more concentrated recently. So it's not necessarily a safe haven for your money. And that's why I'm out of the S&P right now. Because the S&P has become so ridiculously overvalued, 28 times value, it doesn't make any sense. Now, people will argue we should reprice the S&P. They're suggesting the S&P needs to be repriced because of the growth of AI. However, we've yet to see the profits for what we've spent on infrastructure yet on AI. So how can we value it accurately? The answer is we can't. But who cares? Let's just keep buying it. Doesn't matter. And the reason why these stocks keep going up and the reason why they keep seeming to win is not because they are winning, is because they take up such a large part of the S&P. Every month, Granny Smith, she buys the S&P. She buys every single month. And predominantly the money will go to Amazon and Apple and all of these things. And their price just keeps going up. So it looks like they're always performing. Now, they are performing well. They've all outperformed. They've done great on earnings. I'm not going to say Apple hasn't done great. It has. Amazon's done great. All of these businesses have done great. They have. No question about it. They've done very, very nicely. Thank you very much. However, have they grown into the price? No. The price is going up. The price to earnings ratio is going up, not down. Some will argue it's going down because of future earnings, but the future estimates are insane. So I am extremely bullish on the Mag 7. I am extremely bullish on the S&P 500. I am extremely bullish on great American businesses. However, between now and then, we have a problem. We have a problem because we have debt now spiraling at 150% of GDP. We spend more in inflation and prices and debt than we do in what we actually earn and create. what our actual income is. In the United States, it's got it's so insane at all-time records, way beyond 2008 levels, way beyond dot-com levels, way beyond. And people go, oh, it's different this time. It's different this time because all of this stuff is making money and making everybody more efficient. And there's an argument to that. There is an argument to that. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to people. Ultimately, it's people that have to buy the products and services. It's people that have to buy the stocks. And at the end of the day, if you listen to what Walmart told you on their earnings a couple of days ago and why the price has fallen so dramatically, 12% in 1 week. Look at that. They told you what's coming. They measure better than anyone. McDonald's also does it. I explained this. Very few people wanted to listen to this. When I talked about this, I had people say, I don't understand it. I've never heard of that. Let me show you this. Let me bring it up on the screen here. McDonald's have what's called the Burger Index. No one tracks it. It's not sexy. It's not rock and roll. It's called the Burger Index. It is the bellwether of the global economy. McDonald's is just about everywhere. It's the budget burger that everyone will buy. And when people stop buying burgers from McDonald's, you know there's a big problem coming. They're down 3% on the month. Things are starting to break at McDonald's. Now, their stock isn't down that much because remember what they do. They're a land business. They'll always make money. I like McDonald's. It's a good defensive play. They are always going to make money. They don't have to sell burgers. They kind of do because they're what's the word I'm looking for? Not their tenants, their franchisees would soon leave and give back their business back to McDonald's if they wasn't selling any burgers, right? You know, no point. But they are a land business, not a burger business, all right? So because of that, they're kind of insulated. But the burger ETF, the burger track, tells you that the business is breaking. People aren't spending at Walmart. People aren't spending at McDonald's. Now, if people aren't spending at Walmart and aren't spending at McDonald's, why? Because the economy is breaking. Now, remember, the stock market is not the economy. People often say, you know, the economy's got to be strong and the markets will be strong and all that kind of stuff. The economy is the stock market, I beg your pardon, is 6 months ahead of the economy because the stock market is making a future prediction. And right now, the stock market keeps going up. Does that mean to say the economy is great? No. It's going up and up and up before it pops and drops. Then comes the economy. That's what happens. People are buying the future prices and they're buying to dump. That sounds confusing, I know. When we talk about an earnings report, very often on an earnings report, you get a good earnings and the market sells off. How often have you seen that? The CEO goes, the company's doing great. Perfect example of that would be Nvidia. We're doing better than ever. We're going up more than ever. We are crushing it. We are the best ever. But yet, look at the price of Nvidia. Why is that? Because several reasons. One, it's priced to perfection. We expected it to do well. So everybody bought and bought and bought to dump, even though it performed well. Doesn't make sense, does it? Surely it should go up after earnings. No, not if it's already overbought. Remember, the ticker is not the value. And if you want to find the true value of the ticker, if you look at from the beginning of Nvidia, go back 10 years to where we are today and draw a line straight through the center of it from the top to the bottom, that will give you the value line. Because then you can go and look at the price to earnings and it will follow that line. Ultimately, it all comes down to value. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind, but it will all come down to value. So if you always focus on the value and buy the value, you'll always be above that line. Anyway, so right now we got Nvidia selling off on an amazing earnings. One, it was overpriced. We were all expecting it. It was priced to perfection. People look at it and go, yeah, but it did great. Well, it doesn't matter if it did great. What is the price to the earnings value? What is the stock worth? Not whether it's gone up or down. What if it's $300? Does that mean it's going to go to 400? What if it's 400? Does that mean it's going to go to 500? No, of course not. That doesn't make any sense. That just means it got overbought and it's ready for a major sell-off, correction, whatever you want to call it. So you've got to focus on value, not price. So that's how I value businesses. That's how I find true value. That's how I understand macro conditions. And right now, I am convinced more than ever a stock market crash is around the corner. I've got no reason to think otherwise. And if I didn't, I'd be all in the S&P right now or whatever, but I'm not. I'm not in the S&P. I've sold my positions. I'm out and I'm playing in and out of Coca-Cola. I'm making money and I'm going in and out of treasury bills to protect my money. And that's it. Let me just make a couple of adjustments here. Right, there you go. So let's now go to live Q&A. Let's go to live Q&A. Let's bring everybody into the show. So what we're going to do is, how many people are watching right now? You can ask me any question you want. There's 282. Can I ask everyone to tap the like button? That would be absolutely awesome. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate that. Can everyone click subscribe as well? That'd be very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, we got quite a few people. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to members only. Let me end that a minute. Let me end that. All right. Let me now go to members only and answer everyone's questions. So everyone can be on the show. Everyone can, if you are a member and you want a live phone in, we can have a live phone in as well. So let's go to members only. Here we go. Let's change this. Now, what I want you to do is please repeat your question. I don't want to scroll up. I want to start from here. So if you are a member, please drop your comment and question into the chat. And let's answer some questions. So here we go. Let's start up here, right at the top. Let's have a look. Morning, Slim. Good morning to you. Petra is here. Good morning to you. Welcome to all of you. Kimberly, good morning. Martin, Leah and family. Hello to you. Kimberly, love to see you. Thomas Morrow, afternoon. Yo, yo, yo. Big Yorkshire. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Hope all is well. Yes, I used to be a few years ago. I will rejoin later. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning to all. Karen. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Potato and everyone. Leverage down. Leverage downtown, man. I don't understand what that means. Yes, they will print. They're going, yep. Can't make money with $90 oil. Nope. 100. Hi, everyone, says Nick Jones. Terry Rose is here this morning. Good morning to you. Whoa, Coca-Cola is rallying. I hope you all got this trade this morning. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Yes, sir. When you expect that oil price will rise? When? I don't know. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. Or at least I think it's going to happen. I can't say I know. No one knows. That would be like a clairvoyant. That would be like a magician. I don't know, but that's what I'm expecting. When Russia attacked Ukraine, my friends laughed at me saying it would be over in 4 weeks. I said it would be years, and here we are. At the end of the day, the great shared interest of us all is relationship with truth. The master of human affairs is truth. William, you're dead right. William, didn't you used to be a member? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're somebody else. I don't know. Okay. M. Taylor. Love the little fellas. America is selling all. Yes, it is. It is selling more oil. You're absolutely right. All this fear, I'm out. Okay? Don't watch then. I don't care. Just don't watch then. I'm not. It's not a conspiracy. It is true. Yeah. I missed the bell this morning. Space dropping hard. Virgin. Coca-Cola is running like crazy. Virgin Galactic, yeah, all being dumped this morning, no surprise. Space dropping hard, yeah. And warned everybody yesterday. I told you what was going to happen. And obviously millions of people didn't listen because the price kept going up. People kept buying it. It's going to go up forever. We're all going to get rich. You're not. You're all going to lose your money. And there it is. Good, I sold. Yeah. Yeah. Please cover the open. Yeah, I missed it. I'm sorry. This morning it was the same when Europe get in. Agree. Gracias, Martyn Nutella. You're very welcome. Hi, yesterday I bought the stock Momentous. I am a novice, but don't think I was guessing. I did some research, to be fair. I think I was guessing a bit. Yeah, I wouldn't have bought Momentous. It's just an all-out gamble. It's got no value. It's worth $1.59. And you're currently paying $18 for something worth $1. Well, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I don't know what to say, really. I think I've said it all. So anyway, congratulations. Who's in Coca-Cola? It's basically free anyway. What's free? Inverse, Tommy. Making money shorting Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum. Yeah, you know what I think about shorting stocks. I wish you the best. I never do it. But then you're not, that's up to you. I totally get it. Did Iran just sign a peace deal? Did Iran just sign a peace deal? Let's have a quick look. No. No. Let me have a quick, the latest wires I'm getting. No. No, I don't see any deal in the last few seconds, no. I have just sold my Coca-Cola. Maybe too early, but yep, absolutely. Petra, did you get in this morning? Fantastic. Congratulations to you. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, you just made 2% for doing absolutely nothing, right? I bought Momentous yesterday at 13 as a long-term investment because I'm investing in long-term space technology. It is now at $20. Was that not a good investment? No, it wasn't a good. No, it's not a good investment. It's a momentum trade. You have bought on the back of SpaceX being traded. That's all. That's what you bought. It's the value of the business is currently $1.59. It's currently under investigation. It's currently been through all sorts of legal issues. It's got a terrible track record with dilution, and it will do it again. No, it's a $1.59 valuation, and you paid $13. Yes, it went up to 18. Well, that's just like going to a casino, putting your money on red, winning, and saying, "Was I clever?" Well, no, you got lucky. Congratulations. But I would take your money and run. I mean, I mean, if it carries on going because people keep paying over the odds, that's great. But what happens when they sell and you're left holding the bag? You're left holding a $20 stock for one it's worth $1. What happens then? You've just focused on what you've done now. What happens next? So anyway. Do you still hold the S&P 500? I watched you years and years ago, but last time I checked in, you sold. No, I'm completely out of the S&P at the moment. What are your brief thoughts on space nowadays? I remember buying their shares along with you years ago. Yeah. It's a very long story, Hamish. I like the product. I like the fact they are going to deliver. It looks like that anyway. They've sold the tickets. I just don't trust the management. They're very weak management. They'll dilute whenever they get the opportunity. They are still running out of money. This could go to $100 if it survives, and it probably will. But I just worry that everybody will dump SpaceX when they can. The initial investors will take all their money after the initial pump. The NASDAQ will crash, and Virgin Galactic at that point could go out of business. But we'll see. There's so much upside, but there's also so much downside, all built in. And it depends what comes first. I just don't know. Anyway. Good morning, Zach. Lovely to have you here. Human being Liz, morning. Crypto Savage, a small price to pay for Martyn's channel. You get value. As a member, thank you, Crypto Savage. It'll never go up in price ever. No inflation ever. You keep talking about buying the value, but how do you find the actual value? All right. Well, let me show you. You want me to, you're one of my members. Oh, sorry. I'm focusing on members only. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I was just going to show you the balance sheet. Jay Ho, I've got to focus on the members. I get me in end phase. Thank you. Yeah. End phase energy. You're making a fortune now, aren't you? Andrew Bananas, welcome to you. Oh, we've got MX Cheetah. Gifted some jewels. Thank you very much. That promotes the channel. Pipeline being built to bypass the strait altogether. 50% complete. Lance Strength, can you share that information on Discord? I would like to look into that. I've not seen any evidence to support that, but please share that with me. I'd like to look into that. Great content. Thank you, Andrew. Who's building it? Yeah, I've not seen that. I'd like to see that. Bloody hell. UAE. All right. But that will take decades to build. But I'd like to see the evidence of it. 50% complete. What, 50% from where? To Iran? To Iran? What, the whole world? I mean, what do you mean? I'd like to know more. Just wanted to give a thumbs up this morning. Great trades you've made. Cheers. Carry on. Thank you, Marvel Man. Martyn is right about valuation. That matters a lot. India is also building a gas pipeline underwater to do the same. The strait in the future will not be a major point any longer. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, we got a special guest. Right.
A Defense 89 tipped $2 Canadian through Super Chat. I'm curious, how do you know the value?
Okay. Let me come on to that. Let me get through the questions. I'll come back to that then. The US is also expanding export capabilities. That is true. Who's selling their coke at 82? Look at another successful coke trade. Sati and Ardi are up 200% them up. Too bad. No, don't worry. You made money, right? The chicken is god awful. Their chicken. Who's chicken? Mac is not sure I understand that one. Burger ETF. I might miss something. Martyn, I do Walmart grocery delivery as a part-time for the last few months. Deliveries has been slowing lower and high-income people pulling back, also reducing tipping. There you go, Amia. Look at that, Amia. I do Walmart grocery delivery as a part-time job for the last few months. Deliveries have been slowing. Look. Lower and higher income people pulling back, also reducing tipping. That's real information from our members from an actual person who works in delivery of Walmart. Important, right? Buy Bitcoin, says Betamax Memories. I wouldn't, but there you go. Martyn, I spoke to my friend. He's a full-time employee at Walmart. He has been telling last week, now they are cutting off his hours. There you go. I'm reading out the comment as it's written. Of course, you can always know to buy quality at a huge double-digit pullback. What would you advise be for someone who's new to investing? Well, I don't know anything about you, John. Sadly, I need you. If you want to become a member, call into the show. We do live Discord. We do live Discord on stage events, and you can be part of it and all the rest of it. I'd need to talk to you. I don't know you. I can't. I mean, I don't give financial advice, but I can't share anything with you because I don't know what you do and what you don't know. And we could spend the next 6 months having a conversation. So join us perhaps on Discord for our on-stage events. Bye, says @prick. Okay, goodbye. Amir, thumbs up. Bitcoin and gold. I wouldn't do that. Neither of those actually make any money. What do you do for your youthful appearance, Martyn? No wrinkles or eye bags. What's the secret? Nothing. I ain't got any secrets. The secret to life is to know there isn't one. Everyone's looking for a secret. There ain't a secret. The secret is knowing there isn't one. When is Nvidia going to settle? That's a very good question. Market makers won't allow a bear pullback during these huge No, I don't agree with that. They can't control that. If everyone starts selling, they start selling. That's it. What is power and control? So I'll answer that one. That's a question from Veem8. So essentially, as a retail investor, you're focused on making money, right? That's what you do. You're focusing on making money. No more, no less. You just focusing on making money because you haven't got much. You're just like me. You're a retail investor, all right? Whereas those that control Bitcoin, Jane Street, for example, all the players behind the system, those that control the system, they don't need to make money. They're not making money to pay the bills isn't important to them. Their game is to control the market. It's very different. So for them, it's not about, oh, I need to make some money today. I've got to pay the bills today. They're all billionaires, trillionaires, whatever you want to call it. All right. I mean, not all trillionaires, of course. There isn't even one trillionaire, but you know what I'm saying? They don't need to make money. They are focusing on controlling the market. And that's what happens. Whoever controls the market has the power, and you have neither. We have none whatsoever. We're focusing on trying to make some money. I like to describe it as the kings are sat at the table, and we're the rats scrambling around for the crumbs underneath the table. That's what we're doing. We're trying to scramble around, picking up the rubbish underneath. Anyway, good morning, says Viva. Good morning to you. Martyn, are you buying Coca-Cola until when? I'm not buying Coca-Cola now, no. Absolutely not. It's rallying now. I don't buy it like this. $90 is the target. Not buying it now. Any thoughts on Mobix as they are looking to acquire a rare earth company? I've not looked at Mobix for a while. We've not had Mobix, as you know, we've had Mobix on the show. We've not had them on the show recently, and no communication with them at the moment. So I don't know. I've not looked at it for a while. Service now, nice little pump, says Diesel. Oh my God, so terrible momentum stock. Thanks again for clearing. Momentous. Yeah. We were up 50%. We've just dropped 30%. No, we dropped 20%. Yeah. I mean, it's worth $1.59. I wouldn't buy Momentous. How can you buy Momentous when you know it's worth $1.59? Anyway. Morning, Martyn. Do you remember Fisker? Remember all the promises? Remember all the hype? And remember what the value was? 43 cents. What happened? It went bust in the end. It went up and up and up. Crazy. Everyone's going nuts. What happened? Went bust. You know, you got to be very careful with that sort of stuff. Oh my God. So terrible. Thank you again for clearing up. Morning, mine. Way to go. Good morning to you. Could anything prevent this crash? Could anything prevent it? No. I don't think so. But that's my opinion. My opinion's worth nothing. It's just my opinion, right? At the end of the day, this is what I'm doing with my money. This is what I'm doing with my money. I'm not saying you've got to do that. Don't. I mean, I'm not in charge of you. Anyway. Members only is downside. What do you mean, Liz? I don't know what you mean. Sold Coca-Cola 82. A 1,000 for 1,300. Wow, Tony, congratulations. You made a ton of money. Never earned that kind of money in my life. Thank you, Martin. Wow, look at that. $1,300 today. Never earned that kind of money in my life. Thank you, Martin. Well, I didn't do it. You did it yourself. You did it yourself. Congratulations. It was free money. Yeah, it's 82.26 now. Pipeline is true. Well, share me the link and I'll get onto it. I've not seen that. Good morning, everyone. Karen, Martin, I was working out 8:30 this morning when Martin added his trade on Discord for Coca-Cola. I missed that entry. Yeah, I did too. It didn't hit my target. I'm the only one not making any money today. You're all making money apart from me. Yep, I put the trade. It didn't go through for me. Yeah. Terrible, really sad. So it was still a good trade. Everybody's winning. But no, unfortunately, the market makers didn't give it to me. I told you all about it. I placed the order. You're all winning. You're all making money. I didn't get it. It didn't go through for me. Look, I can show you. Look, if I go back to my portfolio, I'm not up. It didn't go through for me. Look, my portfolio, I'm up, but I'm just sat flat. Look. I didn't get it. That's why my studio is red. I'm not celebrating. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It will come back down to me. It doesn't matter. But it didn't happen for me. No, look, my order is still there. Look. I put the announcement out. I told you Coca-Cola was going up. There's my order. Look. Look, limit order. Look at that. 2,400 shares. And my Roth IRA, another 50 grand, $250,000. I didn't get the trade. Didn't go through. Look, there it is, 80.30. It was right there. It didn't process for me. Am I upset? Well, of course I am. Let's do a quick calculation. How much money have I lost? What? How much money have I missed out on? Let's do it, shall we? Here we go. $250,000. Oh God, do I really want to do this? It's 2.25, and it was down a half, so it's 3%. Oh God, times 3%. This is how much. Oh, hang on, do that again. This is how much money I would have had. It just didn't go through. Nothing. That's the way it goes sometimes. I recognized it. I spotted it. It didn't go through. 250,000 plus 3%. 7.5 grand. Yeah. I would limit up $7,500 today. The order didn't go through. Doesn't matter. Do I chase it? Of course I don't chase it. That's how you lose money. There's nothing I can do. I placed the order. I didn't get it. I have to accept it. It is what it is. You all got it. Congratulations. I told you about it. It's not fair, is it? But it is what it is. All right? So at the moment, what I need to do is go to my Coca-Cola and cancel the order because it's not going to go there now. Cancel the order. Cancel the order. Come out of there. go to the Roth IRA, cancel the order. Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't go through. Cancel the order. All right. And come back. So now what I've got to do is buy back short-term treasuries and move on. Am I upset? Of course I'm bloody upset. 7.5 grand. Would have been a great day. That would have been all profit too. Oh, God. What can I do? Especially when I did all the work and told everybody about it. So can you put in the chat whether you got the trade? Because I obviously didn't. Buy 29,999.31. Back in treasury. Back in treasury. Right, Nisi, jump up straight away. So there's all my cash gone there. Back to the main account. Right, let me write this number down because I'm going to put exactly that in there. 200,000. Whoops. So 100. I'm just writing this down. 199,000. $199 by 199,000. That's how much money I put in.
At Petro_Menorca tipped €5 through Super Chat. I got the trade. Let's send Super Chats, us who got the KO trade. Make Martyn feel better.
You don't need to do that. It didn't go through for me. It's just the way it works sometimes. Yeah, I mean, $250,000, $250,000, 7.5 grand. But I didn't lose. Still in the game, just didn't get that game today because the order didn't go through. Was I right? Of course I was right, but it didn't, it is what it is. 995.49. Right, 995.49. Treasury bills by 995. 49. I don't need to share these trades with you because all I've done is cancel them. That's basically all I've done. There you go. I'm back all in treasury bills again. And there it is. Yep, crypto is still going down exactly as I expected. I'm back in treasury. The S&P's going down. I don't want to buy it. But yeah, unfortunately, I missed that pump. There's nothing I can do about that. I tried to get it tried to put the order through. I did put the order through. I shared it with you, and it didn't go for me today. That's just the way it is. So, good morning, everyone. Martyn, I was working at 8:30 a.m. I'll be green again now because my treasury will turn green in a minute, and I'll be green all day. A little bit of red, but it'll go green. Martyn, I was working 8:30 when I did this trade Discord. I missed that entry. That's what happens when you try to be healthy. Yeah. Demand destruction affects value. Yeah, UAE, India, Israel building West-East pipeline. That's interesting, that. I need to know more about that. So I look at the charts and my position on the Stairmaster in the morning. They claim it will be open in 2027, but now only 50% finished. Interesting. What is next? Buyable. What is next? Buyable Coca-Cola price. Oh, what is next? Well, there isn't now, because the price target is 90. We're way too close to that. So I can't buy 82 knowing we're going to pull back. So really, I can't buy Coca-Cola unless it goes back down to 80 again. Yeah, we're too close to $90. So that's a really good rally. I can't buy it here. So yeah, if it goes to 82 or somewhere in that region, again, I'm not saying that now because it depends on the state of the business at the time. When I say to you I'm going to buy it, I've got to look at the value of the business as well. So that's where I expect it to be, because there's nothing changing fundamentally with the business, but we'll see when we get there. All right. But for now, I don't see any reason not to buy at 82, but that could change, right? But anyway, I think RB is a trillionaire. He probably is. Facts on facts. Thank you, Starlight. I was street running. Is there a Discord event? Yes, a Discord event right now. I'm going to go there now. I don't want to be a pattern day trader. It doesn't matter if you are, but I can understand you don't want to be. It's going away in 2 weeks anyway. I didn't get on Coca-Cola. Don't be sad. Okay, Liz. Phew, it's not just me. Oh no, sorry to hear that, Martyn. I was wondering what are you waiting for with the sell order? Yeah. What? Didn't go through? No, didn't go through. I'm stuck as a pattern day trader. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I could not buy. You could not buy? Yes, sometimes it happens. Yeah. Can't sell Bitcoin of pattern. Can't sell because of pattern day trading. That's because you've got below $25,000. What platform are you getting pattern on? Says Song for you're asking somebody in the chat. Robinhood, there you go. Yeah, it's going away in a couple of weeks. It is, of course, Robinhood story. You just don't. It just didn't went through. It's not Robinhood. No, it just didn't hit the price. That was all. That was all. Might have chased, but I feel I did it safely. You're only saying that because it went up. If it hadn't gone up, you wouldn't be saying that, would you? You're only saying that because it went up. People always change the way they say things depending whether it went up or down. Put the little guys on the screen. Okay, here with the little fellas. There we go. There's the little fellas. Yeah. Put the little fellas on the screen. Yeah, there you go. Didn't saw your post, was at work. I didn't get it either, said Defense. Thank you, Martyn. I was able to profit of that trade. It helps tremendously. Ascend. Well, congratulations. I'm really pleased for you. Still in Coca-Cola X. I got it. Tony got it. Also saw the post late because I'm working, Ninja. It was 80.31 when I put the limit order in. There's always tomorrow, though. Absolutely. You didn't earn anything, did you? You didn't do anything. It just went up. You know, it's okay though. I get most of them. Okay, great. Let's send Martyn a super chat. There we go. Make him feel better. No, you don't need to do that. It's very kind of you, but you don't need to do that. And Martyn, get a new clock, please. Yeah, Yeah. Sold half of my Coca-Cola. We'll wait till the World Cup to sell the rest. Many thanks for your info you give us. You're very welcome. Put a screenshot in Lucas A's chat. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. High five. Coca-Cola will probably rotate again tonight for another scalp tomorrow. It's easy. Taking it, just let it go. It's just part of the game. I'll be honest, I chased a bit. There you go. What percent of total Coca-Cola used for scalping? There isn't a number. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Depends what you think the value is. Do you think it's going to go up? Do you think it's going to go down? If you want to keep some money because you expect it to go lower. Remember, I've already made 100 grand with Coca-Cola. So I was happy to go, $250,000 because I don't mind owning it. I don't mind being stuck in it, and we're coming up to the dividend period as well. What is chasing? Chasing is when the market's going up and you get FOMO'd in. You're forgetting the principles. You're just buying on the way up. You want to buy when everyone's selling, not when everyone's buying, right? That's called momentum chasing. Don't do that. For me and Martyn, who missed yeah.
At Diesel_Ada tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. For me and Martyn, who missed the KO trade, man face palming emoji.
Yeah. 7.5 grand would have been nice, wouldn't it? Imagine that. Oh, that would have been a hell of a trade, wouldn't it? Oh, well. When you try to get back your losses by spending more, that is one way of looking at it, yeah. It's the same thing, really. Chasing when it's going up. Right. Okay, revenge trading is another thing. People do that with crypto all the time. Anyway, so the S&P is going down. That's why defensive is going up, but we missed it, unfortunately. Much we can do about it. Virgin Galactic is going down. All the gains that you made to $4 all being given back. So people now owning $4 feel absolutely stupid because people do. There are people at $4 now out of the money again on Virgin Galactic. Imagine that. Imagine being out with the money and you've only been in it a couple of days on Virgin Galactic, and it was like, 100% higher than it was, awful. Amazon up, Apple up, Enphase Energy up, looking good. Coca-Cola rocketing up today. Oh God, there's nothing. What can I do? 7.5 grand I could have had. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to buy it now, am I? I'm going to buy it now at 82. Chevron down. Tesla up. McDonald's. Let's go over to our stage event. McDonald's going up. Google's going up. Microsoft. Meta. Nvidia. I mean, but again, let's focus on what we do have. Let's go back to what we do have. We're protected. We're safe. All our money is... I've got 733,000, earning 3.5%. I'm safe. I'm ready for what's coming. I'm not chasing the market. I'm not in margin. It's not a bad situation to be in, is it, really? Tilray now selling back off. Robinhood, Vertical Aerospace, Joby, Archer Bitcoin going down. XRP keep going down. The amount of time that you've spent losing money is just insane, isn't it? Space went up for this morning. Why not having it now? Why not buying it now? Will it go back to... Probably won't go back to 80 now. But of course, when the market corrects, if I'm right, then it's down 20%. The S&P could down 40%, Coca-Cola's down 20%. Then I buy it then. I don't want to keep chasing closer and closer to the price target just before a correction. I mean, what's the point of me believing that this is where we're going and then ignoring what I think? Unless it changes. I don't see any reason to change my thesis that we're going to crash. So as we get closer and closer to it, I'm less reluctant to buy the market, no matter how much it pumps. Space went up 4 this morning, then my forecast is sub 3 by Friday. Yeah. Anders. Why not buying it now? Will it go back to 80? Why you not buying it now? Why do I what? Not buy Coca-Cola now? Because it's getting too close to its price target. I can see the market crashing. So why would I want to buy it now? Can't buy it now. I'd be selling it now. Okay. Let's go over now to our Discord event. Let me set that up. So I've got a number of people wishing to join the server. So let me process you a second. A number of people wish to join. Let me just process these people here. And then I'm going to set up the Discord event where we're going to go now for a live on stage event. Okay. Just processing a number of people that wish to join the server this morning. All right, let's set the event up. It's a pro event. It will be at 1:15 the hour. Stage event, pro event. Did you get the KO trade? Oh my God, what a debate we'll have today. Okay, did you get the KO trade? So 1:15 the hour, I'm setting it up now, 10:15. There you go. Did you get the KO trade? 10:15. Yeah, there it is. Create the event. Copy link. There's no point me putting the link into YouTube because it's for Discord members. If you want to join Discord, there is Discord. Oh, Andrew, thank you for... Wow, look at that. Wow, that's a nice super chat.
1,112 tip $10 through super chat. Thanks for the channel and content. Good luck to everyone. Best regards from Michigan, USA.
Oh, Michigan. Lovely. Thank you so much indeed. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you. That supports the channel. Whenever we get super chats, it promotes the channel. So thank you so much indeed for that. That's awesome. Thank you. So let me drop it in here. There we go. Live event now. All right, there you go. I've dropped in the event. It starts in 10 minutes, 1:15 the hour. We'll be live on Discord. Now then, what I'm going to do now is today was a very important show. A lot of you missed the beginning. So what I'm going to do is we have an extra channel. We go over here to the extra channel. You can see me go over here now. So what I do is I rewind this. Oh, hang on. I just realized something. I just made a mistake. I haven't dropped this in the new. I've got a new playlist now. I forgot all about this. I can't believe I forgot all about this. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. Just bear with me. So I'm going to drop this in here. And it's called the extra channel. There it is. Okay, done. Oh, what's this here?
At 1,970, a Buckley tipped $5 through Super Chat. Trump cabinet meeting about to start. I'll report back. LOL, it's probably rubbish.
Oh, I wouldn't mind covering that. Should we cover it? I might. Let me know in the chat if you want me to cover it. That's important. Okay, what I'll do is I'll send you to the extra channel, and I will create an event now. When does it start? Oh, hang on, I've got the Discord event now, haven't I? Maybe I can't. No, I can't. Can I? I've got a Discord. I've already scheduled it. I'd like you to cover it. Yes, please. Oh, everybody wants me to cover it. Oh, blimey. Okay, we'll do the Discord. We'll just delay the Discord event then. Right, let me send you all to Extra so I can give you all the link. I'll set it up now. Live now on Extra. Right, you pin that there. It'll automatically send you to Extra channel, and I can give you the link from there. Replace the pin. Here's the Extra channel. There's Trump the other day. And you can now see replaying what you've just missed. Okay, so I'm going to end this, send you to the Extra channel, all jump in there. It'll take there automatically, or click on that link. I'll set the Trump event up. Yes, I want the cabinet meeting. That's really important today. I want that. So stand by, stay right where you are. I will send you to the Extra channel now, and then I will set up the link for the cabinet meeting. Even if I'm a minute or two behind it, I can rewind it and play it. It's important. I think we get it. And then we'll do Discord right after that. Does that make sense? Okay. So you've got the link. It's in the chat. It'll take, wow, look at all these super chats coming in. Right at the end. You're sharing your profit. Well, I'm so glad you won. Thank you so much. You don't have to do that. It just didn't go for me.
At Javi LGC tipped $19.99 through Super Chat. Martyn, sharing my profit with you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much indeed. That's very kind of you. You didn't need to do that. I'm glad everyone got it. We'll discuss it later on Discord. But let's send you everyone now to Extra. Click on the link. It'll take you there automatically. I'll set up the event for Trump, and we'll do the cabinet meeting, and then we'll do Discord. All right. See you back in a bit. Take care of yourselves and each other. Here we go.